Hello, I'm Megan Hughes, President of the Community College of Rhode Island. Welcome to Moving Forward at CCRI, our monthly web series where we discuss important work being done at our college with the people who are making it happen. After nearly a year of extensive and thoughtful work with our students, faculty, and staff, I am pleased to announce that our college's new 3-year strategic plan is complete. So many of you came to the table and offered important feedback and input as we built this plan. And as a result, we have a comprehensive roadmap that will guide the work all of us will accomplish together over the next 3 years. Today, I am pleased to be joined by 2 members of our Strategic Planning Committee who led this work. Dr. Hilary Jansson, Dean of Health and Rehabilitative Sciences, and Jaime Nash, Executive Director of Workforce Development Operations. Thank you both so much for being here today. So first, let's talk about the final plan, which can be found right now on the front page of our website. As you know very well, the plan has 3 basic goals. Enhance student success and completion, expand partnerships and programs, and strengthen institutional effectiveness. So I'm confident that these are the goals to move the college forward because we know they are the foundation of a high-performing community college. So what I'm looking to hear from you so that you can share with our listeners is how do we get here and what happens next? Tell us a little bit about the process of getting the plan created. So Hilary, I'll start with you. Thank you. You were part of a 30-member planning committee that helped guide the plan that represented areas from all over the college. There was also a faculty advisory committee that provided critical feedback throughout the process. So talk to us about how important it was to have that range of people and voices at the table, and what was it like sitting down with so many of your colleagues to brainstorm those big ideas?
It was very important to have everyone at the table. There were faculty members, administration, students, staff, so a lot of voices were heard. There was an awful lot of discussion, and we were able to narrow down with all the different perspectives, 3 different overall goals of our strategic plan. That was interesting.
That's perfect. So thank you. And I think back to where we were this time last year, right, which was beginning to talk about how we would structure the work and how we would sort of lead those convenings. So Jaime, our middle goal, one of our goals is expanding partnerships and program, and as you know, as well as anyone at this college, this is an increasingly significant focus at CCRI, in large part to your work and to the work being done in our workforce division. So tell us a little bit about how you see that work expanding and why it's important to grow the relationship between academic affairs and your division.
I think in terms of expansion, we're looking to increase our use of technology to analyze data such as labor market information as we build programming. Tools like these will allow us to be more effective, efficient, and responsive. But to do all of that, we need to have that strong relationship with our academic team in order to make sure the programming and curriculum aligns with what our partners' needs.
Right. You know, my impression from where I sit is the kind of work I see sort of the 2 of you doing with members of your team is the way to advance the work.
Absolutely.
You know, it serves our students most importantly, and I think it is creating a very positive reputation for the college, and I'm very grateful for the leadership that the 2 of you are bringing to that work. So Hilary, you know, our very first goal, I know it's at the heart of why you are doing the work you're doing at the college, so enhancing student success and completion. From your perspective as an academic dean and as a teacher, what does it mean to you and why does it matter?
Student success is why we're here. We're really working hard on making sure that we have our students graduate, that they persist, that we get rid of any roadblocks that they may have along the way. An initiative that we're working on is guided pathways. For those students who are not certain about what direction they want to go in, guided pathways will steer them in the direction they will need.
That's right.
We're excited about that.
You know, what I love about guided pathways is a couple of things. One is the way it involves both student services and academic affairs. And I think of it as structured exploration.
Yes.
You know, so many of our students, especially the ones who are brand new, when I talk to them in the Great Hall, and because we haven't yet brought guided pathways into the college, they talk about language, about I'm just trying some things, I'm exploring, and I think that's a big part of being a college student. We want to preserve that, but providing it in a structured fashion so that we're making very good use of their money, their Pell dollars in many cases, and their time. So I can't wait to see us begin to bring this into the college starting in the fall. So one last question for both of you. Our third goal is strengthening institutional effectiveness. On this program and throughout the college, we have been engaged in a conversation about strengthening college culture. Our Just Say Hello campaign, I had the t-shirt on this morning, is underway, as are larger conversations to describe and then help create the kind of culture I think we all want to build upon that's here. So tell me a little bit about what does that goal mean to you? Strengthening institutional effectiveness, and how do we go about building this work over the next 3 years?
Well, I think it's the most critical because it provides that foundation for us to be more effective in achieving goals 1 and 2 that we just discussed. Efforts such as the Just Say Hello campaign will be able to engage the entire college community in this discussion and achieving that third goal. But it's built on a simple premise, to just say hello. So I think more efforts like that we're on the right path.
Well, you know, I know something about both of your areas, and what strikes me about both of them is just the fundamental commitment, of course, to students, but to a team approach to doing the work. And, you know, when you talked earlier, Hilary, about the commitment to just student success, it's why we're here, and the commitment to supporting our students and removing those barriers. You know, every single time I go to a health science graduation and I listen to our nurses and our instructors talk about the journey of supporting our students to graduation, I honestly, I'm like, I would not get in the way of a CCRI nurse, because they are going to push through whatever it takes. And same thing with your team. You know, you're trying a lot. Jamie, and you all are just that commitment, I think, to innovation. And to teamwork is something that I see especially alive in your area, and I want to thank you so much for the work you're doing leading that. So, Hilary, anything you would add about this strengthening institutional effectiveness?
We're working on a lot of collaboration, accountability, and one thing I'm excited about is a more data-driven curriculum. That's important in all the areas. More evidence-based practice. I know in the health sciences we're starting to work more on communicating with the high schools in terms of career pathways. We're trying to tighten those pathways, make students more aware. We're thinking of special pathway fairs that we would invite high school students to. We want a more efficient, effective institution.
I like the way you framed it, because it actually ties back to your earlier comments about guided pathway, which is really having a model that is designed to completion. And if you just sort of keep that in front of you every day, and it sort of informs every engagement you have with a student, it's a roadmap for us as well.
Exactly.
So thank you both so much. Thank you to Jaime and to Hilary for your part in building our new plan. Thank you as well to Norm Grant for producing this program, and our absolutely excellent crew of students behind the cameras and behind the scenes. We look forward to speaking with you again next month on Moving Forward at CCRI.